So I want to talk about this piece of gear right here, which is very interesting and should be in your kit. I absolutely love this thing. It is a card reader slash card holder. We've got a whole bunch of information we need to get through. Obviously what this gives you, what kind of read speeds it actually has, and obviously is it worth your money? So let's get it. What's going on, my friends? I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Now, I've got my hands on both of these. This is the Type A version, and this is the CF Express Type B version. So obviously CF Express Type B, I'm pretty sure you got some Nikon cameras, Canon cameras, and I do have this for actually my Red Komodo X. And the Type A I've got for, pretty much all my Sony cameras, but also within these, they do have SD cards, so regular SD cards if you really want to, and micro SD cards as well. But then they've also got nano SIMs, which is pretty interesting if you actually have a whole bunch of smartphones that you tend to change out your SIM cards and that kind of things. And I think one of the most interesting things about the design of this is not just a card reader, but it actually holds your cards as well. So you're kind of taking a whole bunch of different items and just kind of mashing it into one, which can save a lot of space, especially if you are traveling. You don't want to have to take, a card holder. You don't want to have to take separate card readers. So yeah, it just makes it more easier and obviously more streamlined. Now, also, you've probably seen these before, maybe 12 months ago, but this is the upgraded version that has the USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 version. So you can get faster read speeds out of these things. And there is one design difference as well, is that they obviously do have the Type A and Type B rather than just SD card and micro SD card. And the one cool thing is the release of the USB-C. So obviously it's not going to flap around. It literally clips in and stays in there. I think the design is absolutely fantastic there. I think the great thing about this one is that they're not going to fall out even though this is out. It does have this little rubber sort of stopper at the base of it that actually keeps the tension on so it's not going to slide out. And obviously the same with the SD card version. So you do have 3 SD card slots, but one of them, it actually comes with this right here, which is a micro SD card adapter. So you can leave it in there and then obviously put your micro SD cards in and then start reading it through this thing. Now with the design as well, it is IP54 rated when it comes to weatherproofing, and it does have a rubber seal along the top edge here. So when it actually is fully retracted, it is relatively weather sealed, which is great. And the great thing about this design as well is it does have that silicone sort of skin at the top. So if you do end up dropping this, it's not going to wreck it, which is obviously really, really good. And if you do want to actually take that silicone skin off, you do have that option because that just makes it a little bit more slimline to slip into your bag, slip into a bag pocket, however you want. But I generally just leave it on and take it with me wherever I go. Oh, also, just want to jump in here and say, give me a thumbs up if you're really liking this video. If you want more of these type of videos, gears, whatever, comment below, let me know. And yeah, let's get back into the video. Now, in terms of the CF Express Type B card reader, it's pretty much exactly the same when it comes to the SD cards, the micro SD cards, and the nano SIMs. But obviously, the other side, you have 2 Type B card slots right there, which is perfectly fine. And that's pretty much all you need anyway when it comes to CF Express Type B. And everything else on here is absolutely identical. So most importantly, when it comes to third-party card readers, what are the speeds like? This is meant to be USB-C 3.2 Gen 2, so it's meant to be fast transfer speeds, but you would imagine the genuine Sony Type A card reader would be just as fast, if not potentially faster. And I do actually have a pro grade one, which I generally use as well when it comes to traveling. And the same thing, it's a Type A plus a USB-C, but these are only just card readers, whereas this is a card reader plus a card storage. This is 99 US, the Sony is 119 US, and the pro grade's slightly cheaper at 79 US. So there's a $20 difference between these two, and then there's a $20 difference between these two. So what are the differences like when it comes to speed with the Type A's? And then we'll go check out the Type B's right after. So for this test, I used my M1 Mac Pro, had no processors in the background, all I had was the stopwatch, and I was just transferring it to an SSD. So for the Sony Type A card, I had 1 GB worth of footage here, and I was testing it with the PGY-Tech, with the ProGrade, and with the Sony reader. And the PGY-Tech transferred 1 GB in 2 minutes and 21 seconds, whereas the ProGrade did it in 2 minutes and 41 seconds, and surprisingly, the Sony actually did it in 3 minutes and 12 seconds. But what did the CF Express Type B card do? So same again, this is 1 GB worth of footage of R3D RAW from my Red Komodo X, and the Red actually did it in 2 minutes and 26 seconds, the PGY-Tech did it in 2 minutes and 54 seconds, and the ProGrade was last at 3 minutes and 1 second. And this was kind of expected that the Red would actually perform very fast because it was a Red branded card in a Red reader, and you would think it would actually perform the best. And also a little bit of a cool design, it does have this carabiner on the front here which is attached to the silicon, and you can pretty much just put it on the front of your bag if you really wanted to, or you can attach it inside your bag and clip it to something so it doesn't sort of flop around everywhere. Really depends how you actually want this, but the great thing about the design of this is that with pushing this out, it is actually at the top. So if this is actually hanging on something, gravity's not going to be like trying to force this out, because if this was physically at the bottom, it could potentially move. But that's where
1 minute later,
there is no creep. There is a lot of pressure to try and pull that out. That is a very, very good thing. So even if you do actually have this hanging, it is by all means not going to pull itself out and lose all your cards or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about that. So look, overall, in terms of versatility, in terms of quality, and in terms of the design, you're getting your money's worth. 99 US may seem pretty expensive when it comes to, thinking of it as a card reader, but it's not just a card reader. It's a card reader plus a card holder. So you do have a whole bunch of those SD card slots, micro SD card slots, the nano SIM slots, and then obviously either a Type A or Type B card slots, plus the reader in there, dual card reader as well. So that is very good, and obviously recommended by me. I absolutely love these things, and I do take them everywhere. Ever since they sent to me, it's easier to take these because it just has it all in one. It's just it just makes it so much more compact rather than bringing a whole bunch of different devices that do one particular thing. Jack of all trades. It's great. So the link will be in the description below if you do want to check these ones out, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's get it.